Hey everyone, Rather Incoherent here. Welcome back. Sorry about the abrupt end of the previous video. There's something weird happening on YouTube's end where it's just cutting off at the 27-minute-ish mark. That video is supposed to be an hour long, so here's the second half of it. Sorry about that. So what I'm doing is I'm slowing my army to 2 so I can siege faster in case this war goes quicker than I think it will. Metal Pad's the only person who can conceivably stop an 1800 stack, and I don't think they can. Even if they could, it will take them too long to get to me. Well, I've lost prestige from playing a board game. At first, I thought this was just saying that I noticed that my son had a hunchback, but it turns out he also has the flu. Are you my best learned guy? You're not, right? Oh, I think I'm not allowed to appoint women as the court physician? Is that what's happening here? I mean, this guy seems more likely to kill my son than help him. Yeah, he's trying to get troops down here, but it's not really working. One siege done. Another siege done. Yeah, this is like just not enough troops total to deal with my numbers. We've got some prestige back, so we can make retinues again. We can make a lot of retinues. There's a peasant revolt over here, not my problem. I can't make as many retinues as I would like to. 4 is still good, though. Yeah, that wasn't close. That guy got smashed. Okay. This peasant revolt actually makes my rating kind of obnoxious now. Since, you know, there's a 1200 sack in his lands. If the peasants win, does he split into 2 counties? That's good for me, I guess. The answer is yes, he splits into 2 counties, which is really good for me. Mainly because it means there's like less risk in raiding here. And also, eventually when I subjugate it, I'll get twice as much prestige, since it's technically 2 nations. My scars have healed, and now I'm more prestigious, right? Yes. What's the opposite trait for, scarred? That doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to me. Is it attractive? Like, I don't know what that means. So, we've captured a lot of prisoners, and we can ransom them all back for, only one of them for $26. Damn. It's a shame these people don't have any money. How's this war going? Because I've been pillaging for a while. The Grand Chief is winning convincingly. Well, that makes me feel better about not dallying them. So the Grand Chief has only sieged 2 places, which implies that his victories are primarily in battle. He still has 2,000 personal levies. This war should be far from over, even though that war score doesn't represent that. Was that the woman I imprisoned at birth, basically? Nope, she's still going, 11 years old. Did you solve that pet rat? Yep, that's real depressing. Quick check, do I have people in my cells? Can I search my cells? I can't search them, which is unfortunate. So I guess I'll just go through it the hard way. Okay, none of the people I have in prison have any genetic traits, which was a pretty dark reason to be searching my prison. Wait, why'd that take over like I was conquering them? Is that how raiding normally works? Oh, someone else is actually here conquering them. There's a second army. I mean, I'll raid them eventually. My throwing arm will amaze everyone. Let's throw some spears. I'm the best at throwing. Apparently Dag is the best at throwing. That seems like bullshit, but congratulations to Dag. I didn't actually read that. I was like, yeah, gain 100 prestige. That's great. Just, like, didn't even care what had happened. Right, this guy's probably been done for a while. I've been watching Nidaris, which had 2 counties. Or 2 holdings, rather. So, this event's just like, how do I deal out justice? And I could choose to gain cruel, but cruel is not actually useful. I might be going into massive wars soon. Normally I'd say that cruel is bad, but morale damage plus 10% actually matters to me more than it usually would. So I guess we're taking cruel. Alright, they tried to raise their levies and it went poorly for them. I'm gonna skip actually, they're at war. They don't really have time to mess with this. I want them to win, though, so I'm gonna avoid going into their lands just to, try to coax them into making good decisions. Also, their stuff's no longer siege, which implies the tables are turning. How's this war going? Oh, it's a truce. The tables aren't turning, and nothing I do will make them in the war, because they've already lost. They white-pieced out pretty much immediately, apparently. Yeah, he's down to 1.26k troops. Nah, change our plans, change our plans. We're going back to our own lands and just destroying this guy's levies. No, we're done pillaging. We're disbanding our non-retinue troops. This is also retinues, right? Just new ones? Yeah. So, since he just lost that war convincingly, I don't think I'm ever going to have a better chance of beating him, because he gave me the subjugation cast as well when he took Romerick. Somebody on my stuff is gone, my court chaplain. I guess my court position can do that now. Build zeal, build legend. Still training troops, still performing statecraft, still building technology, or stealing technology rather. Is it studying? Yeah, it's not technically stuffed. We're just studying with a chance of being discovered and imprisoned. So we have kidnapped a few people that I didn't pay attention to. Let's see if they're worth any money. No, of course not. No one here has money. I've already stolen it all. So it looks like this is just the best chance we're ever going to have to beat Svithjod. And I've got to get a duchy title. This seems like the way to go about it. When I call my levies, I'll pull 2,600. I've got 1,400. That's a total of 4k. That's winnable. I've got really good commanders. Let's do it. So, what's this guy's name? Sigurdur himself has Upland, Sundermundland. All of his main territories are right there, and then he has 2 things down here from previous wars. So these 3 areas are the ones I actually need to siege down. I think I'm just going to try to meet up in Romerick. Let's see where my levies actually show up when they raise. Yeah, you don't count. Don't pretend. Now, there's no reason to disband him, though. So since all of his stuff is going to be appearing here, I think I can safely just, like, take the fastest routes. And since this is the first army there, we're putting all of our commanders here immediately, and everyone else will just merge in. I can't forbid myself from leading, because now is actually the time when it matters. I'm technically worse than the guy with 25, but only by 1 marshal. I've got way better military traits than him. Unfortunately, we can't both lead the center. And I don't like this thing we're doing where the center is the weakest part of our army. Probably don't want to be playing it that fast. Yeah, so he's called in everyone and everyone said yes. No big surprise. I'm hoping they've lost a lot of their stuff. Alright, so we can jump this 300 immediately. They didn't have time to get out. That's good for me. We even get one of their commanders. That's great. Actually, while I'm doing this, can I make more retinues back home? I can, a couple of them. Only 2, I think. It's worth doing. It's not worth. It's only 1. Still worth doing. It's not as good as I had thought it would be. It's really too late for him to matter anyway, but I could win by like 5 troops. Merge these, auto-balance them. It says auto balance, but it also says 600, 600, 1700, which seems particularly unbalanced to me. I'll worry about it if an enemy troop shows up. So what I'm going to do, if I jump this guy here, there might be more troops over here in Fog of War. I'm going to wait for him to lock, and then I'm going to jump him when he comes here. I'm assuming, yeah, he's not actually coming to me. That would have been crazy. Surely he's over halfway there, like in his... There we go. I'm hoping that hasn't been there the whole time and I'm just blind. That would be embarrassing. Yeah, he's immediately backing out. I was like, wait a second, this wasn't the plan. I really enjoy locked movement, because it felt so bad trying to ambush people the way it used to work. Where the second you try to go where they're going, they instantly cancel, even though they were a day from finishing. And the only thing you're good at is stewardship, really, because it's the only role you can play in society. So I get a penalty for attacking here of like 10 to 20%, but also I comically outnumber them, so it shouldn't really matter. And this guy has dedicated to trying to reinforce, which was a bad call. And I'm going to follow them here, I think. Yeah, definitely. Wait. Alright, I can't because this guy's trying to do stuff to my reinforcements. Instead, I'm just going to fight this group. What's the time to travel to here? Oh, we've already locked. Everyone's going here, then. This seems like it's going really well. Like, I think he's already basically lost. Now, reinforcement should finally catch up here, and he thinks he can take me, which seems very wrong to me. It's looking like he couldn't have taken me, and he should have left immediately. This guy's really good. He's brawny and Midas touched. And only 16, so he has, like, a lot of potential. Hopefully he's worth money. That's really all it comes down to. Otherwise, he's spending the rest of his life in prison. Nope, can't ransom him. So what's this guy's personal levy down to? It can't be much. Yeah, 800. So we just need to run down this army a few more times and then siege out his main holdings, and that's probably the war. Like, this feels like a foregone conclusion at this point. I can probably make more retinues. No, I can't. I thought it was limited by prestige, not by actual retinue count. Yeah, this is just sad. He had less troops than me, and they were organized super poorly. Is this one worth ransoming? Yes. For a lot. Jesus. Not you. I'm assuming you're a small amount, and I captured someone else? Yes, an actual count. Oh. And the king. I could sacrifice him to Odin, but that would cause some problems when his empire splits apart and my cast's Belli is no longer valid. Okay. Can I ransom you? If he could afford the 145 gold, I absolutely would, because I'd still win the war. I will ransom everyone else first. And because he'll eventually be a threatening vassal, I'm just going to keep him in my jail and siege down all of his holdings right now. Because that's way more useful for me in the long run, I think. Yeah, definitely. I said I was going to siege down his holdings. Now that I think about it, I can probably just assault them, huh? Yeah, there's basically no one here. I'll save time. Okay. By any chance, did you make enough money to pay for yourself while I was doing that? No, and these people I've captured are worthless. Oh well. Enforce demands. And we are now Svithjad. We have changed our title. He's a powerful vassal. Are you sure he has 182 troops? Okay, I'm over my vassal limit because it hasn't updated to 911. That's a bit of a bad omen for me. My hunchbacked son wants to know what he should do with his life. I'm going to suggest that he gets started on joining the faith now, because that's where he's going to end up. I can set a crown focus now. This is my best area, so I'll set my crown focus here. I'm threatening. How threatening? 30%. It's not that big of a deal. Something worth noting is being threatening causes people to form defensive pacts against me, but they don't exist yet because I haven't unpulsed time. So I'm going to drop a save here while I think. Because this is the sort of thing where I'm going to hit spacebar by accident and fuck myself. And it's the reason I'm not playing on Iron Man. That and constantly starting the game without actually hitting record. But, right now, I can freely take more vassals, and there's no defensive pacts against me, and they're about to start popping up, right? Just constantly. And, yeah, so almost immediately after I unpause time, what I'm going to see happen is all of these pagan dudes are going to say, what if we made a defensive pact against this crazy guy who's conquering everyone? Which is a pretty good thought they'll have. However, I can dow all of them right now. I can dow everyone in de jure Norway immediately. Wait, I have his land? Oh, I personally have some of his land. What? Hold up. I didn't think I was getting any of his land personally. So I own his... I feel worse about sieging this down now. I don't know why I have this. Because I declared subjugation on a duke, I knew I would take his duke titles. And I knew I would take vassalization of everything he had because I subjugated him. I didn't think I would take his lands. So I took everything in his de jure duchy. Alright. Okay, so I think then, like, I'm definitely giving these away. Which is a shame, because I've upgraded them with hill forts, but oh well. Because they're landlocked, and that's just the end of it. They're bad, they're landlocked. I can't build ships there. Admittedly, I can't build ships anywhere, but still. I think I keep these, because they're both good holdings. How close to reforming the religion am I? I think the answer is I have to dow Saxony for that, because they have 2 of the holy sites. Yeah, Saxony has 2 holy sites, and I have 2 holy sites. So right now, no one but me or Saxony can reform the religion, and we can only do it by conquering the other one. I guess that's not technically true. France could conquer either Saxony or Svithjad, and then convert to Germanic, and then they could convert the religion, but that seems like a long shot. Okay, so I'm dowing a lot of people immediately. Let's just start by declaring every single subjugation war that we have available to us, except for the one against Saxony, because I'm doing them. That's not even up for debate. But I have to do them now, otherwise they'll trigger defensive pacts. And what this is going to do is it's going to push us to 100 threat, probably. Alright, so that's that entire coast. This is already mine. Can I subjugate you? Yes, I can. I can definitely subjugate this guy. Wait, I can't subjugate this guy? Oh, there it is. I'm just retarded. Subjugate. All for peace? Am I already at war with him? Did I subjugate him and forget? Yes, I did. Okay. So that's all of my subjugation wars available. Technically, I can declare subjugation wars on... Oh no, I literally can't. Since I don't have boats, it doesn't actually acknowledge that they're in de jure Norway. Okay. What are our laws? I feel like I should have a higher vassal limit than this. I have minimum tribal organization and centralization. It's not super surprising, it is unfortunate. I think I can go to low without even asking the council. Which also means that people like me a lot less than I thought they did, because we had minimum organization, so we're going from +5 to -10. So a 15th reputation hits. Right now, will my council pass this? No, because I have a malcontents here, a spy master, and a bunch of pragmatists that understand what organization actually means. We only control 29% of Norway because we've sort of stalled on that, but it's fine. We're about to control all of it. Alright, Svithjad going to war with Saxony was unexpected because they lost immediately, and now I'm Svithjad. That will update when the time ticks over. I don't want all of this land personally. I don't want any of these 3. And I don't want, I guess, this one. It doesn't really matter. I need to give them to somebody. I don't want to give them to my kids. Alright, first, let's figure out my council, because I need a council full of loyalists to start passing laws. Which is going to be a problem, because there's only one guy who's willing to be a loyalist in my entire duchy. Calling this a duchy is sort of weird, but still. He's the wolf warrior that I invited in. I have one already. So I just need to get a favor from one guy. That's not that bad. I can just ask to buy one, right? Dag isn't helping me. He's getting old, he's not especially competent, so I'll replace Dag with this loyalist commander that I have. So I got 2 loyalists, and I'm buying a favor from one of the naysayers, so that solves that. I probably didn't need to buy a favor from anybody. I probably could have just, like, given my counties out ahead of time. Oh well. So the only person who's actually threatening to us is this guy. All of you go here. All of you go here. Oh wait, it's gonna be a bit hard for you to get involved with this. You may as well just disband. Alright, walk all the way down there and pretend you're eventually going to meet up with us. You guys go there, you come here. We might randomly lose some troops. Is there a button to, like... I know I can call them from this. I don't know if there's a way to call them to arms for all wars all at once. I'm just going to do it the slow way, I guess. And later on, one of the benefits of being a tribal society... This will be for like 100 years that we're tribal and not feudal, because I want to convert everyone at once. Which means I'm going to need to upgrade their holdings. But one of the advantages of this long-term tribal society is that when there are peasant revolts, I can just call them to arms and they'll deal with them themselves, which is great. Okay, so we need to organize, then we'll start at the south and start working our way up. We'll have a lot of stuff get sieged down, which is unfortunate, but it's the price we pay. They had 100 That's really? These guys are so shit. Admittedly, I burnt down all their holdings right before this, which works out really well for me. Oh, that's adorable. I almost feel bad for them. This guy didn't even raise levies. He's got nothing. I mean, he's got 84. He's got more than this guy did. Alright, cool. I've got support in the council. So now I should be able to pass medium centralization. Right? 1, 2... Did I just get support from the only person voting yes? That's just fucking embarrassing. That is a favor wasted. Alright, Chancellor. I'm gonna need you to support me too. That's just... Alright, take 2. Council consideration. Now we're there. Tribal organization, medial. I've changed my mind, just come here, we don't need the help. Since this guy doesn't have any troops, you can just... Yeah, this is sadder than I had thought it was going to be. I declared war on basically every independent Norse count that I could. And they're going to get crushed. At this point, I may as well hand out the land. I just needed to call levies before I did, so I'll do it now, before I forget. Do you only have 1 county? You do! Congratulations, boy! You get a 2nd county. You get Jamotlet. Just because you're the closest to it. That's the entirety of my reasoning. And I'll also encourage him to take this, I think, since it's between his counties. Because my guys can just, like, dial everyone. I'm probably going to ignore Scandinavia after this and just start conquering England. And assume that my vassals will slowly conquer Scandinavia for me. So I don't want these lands. Who's here? How many counties do you have? 1? Do I want them to be a triple count? I can make them both double counts. I think I prefer having 2 double counts than 1 triple count. So I give this guy a landed title of, Gudbrandsdalen. Just a prank of a name if I've ever seen one. I'm gonna give this guy a landed title of Eisberdal. Eisberdal, rather? That sounds like a brand of medicine and not a Nordic county. Alright, we're at 6 of 6, so we can stop giving away counties. Good. I'm just gonna wait for all of this to group up and then kill them. My leading troops, don't. Stay at home. You don't need to involve yourself in this. We have generals for this. Why are you not commanding the center? Why would you command any other part of the army? And why do I have someone who's shit at the job doing it on this one? Wait, where's the other guy? Where's my other commander? Is he dead? Alright, look guys, if you're not actually good at commanding, you shouldn't be a commander. This isn't particularly complicated. Yeah, you can be a commander. You're good at it, even if you hate me. Dad can be a commander, even if I don't want him as my marshal anymore, since he's a fucking malcontent. Oh, my other guy is busy being the marshal. That would be it. Speaking of, he should probably actually do marshal stuff and train troops. I don't need to build zeal anymore. I've got no use for him anymore, so administer the realm. On the same note, hunt his apostates. Continue performing statecraft, because you actually need that now. And just to make sure you're actually there, study technology. Perform statecraft. Apparently I'm just bad at collecting things. Oh yeah, the only person who said no was fucking Sigurdur over here. Am I not at war with this one? You're standing in a county that we're not at war with, sir. I think all of my allies are pinned onto that army. Which is unfortunate, because this is the army that doesn't need help. This is the only battle that matters. In fact, give them the old switcheroo, guys. Bring the vassals down to fight the actually difficult war. Okay, a lot of really distracting stuff happened. These wars all went really, really smoothly in the previous take of this. But since I got interrupted pretty heavily, I feel like my dialogue flow was pretty bad, and there's really no chance of this going badly. Like, I'm not leading the armies, so I'm gonna do it again. And I'll stick to this mistake. This is just the autosave for January 1st. I wasn't really paying attention to attrition here, but we comically outnumber our enemies to the point where we don't need to siege anything. These wars are just over before they start. Apparently people are making defensive pacts against us. Seems like a good plan, honestly. But these guys in Norway just have comically low numbers of troops, and they just don't stand a chance. Like, they are completely screwed. At the end of this, I'll check and see if they can afford kids. Where was this autosave? Have I got it into my land? Yeah, alright, so it looks like I've done pretty much everything I thought I had. It's just wartime, which is great. Oh, yep. What's here? There's a temple here? It's not a holy site. Huh. You just built a temple. Maybe it starts with one. Well, assault the temple too. Will you accept on 99%? You did last time. Yes, good. It's really just sad looking at these guys. Like, I can play this war on 5x speed because they just don't have a chance. Oh no, the defensive pact is reformed. Who could have seen this coming? Assault the holding. 34%. His main holding is down. The temple is not worth more than your main holding. What are you on about? But these guys just are comically weaker than me, especially with all of these vassals hanging on to my armies. So I really don't need to pay a whole lot of attention to this war. Assault them. What's going on? Oh, my rival is dead. Of the cancer, it looks like. Of the cancer. I will absolutely steal his skull. I want to see what happens when this event fails. Well, I've never seen it fail yet. Blah, blah, blah. Bickering of fools does not concern me. That's how I feel about every single religious event in this game. It's like, yeah, I'm sure something happened somewhere and someone cared about it. But I'm the Norse Vikings. Unless it directly affects how much money they make, I'm not super interested. And then they still have to live on the coast. This guy has realized he's done something wrong and he's coming back. He's like, wait a second. You weren't supposed to be at my land yet. Of the people I've kidnapped so far, are any of them worth money? 3 of them for 10 each. Sure. Attack. I'll lose prestige and renown. I just want an easy fight. I don't want to fight at all, but I have to take one. I'm engaged in a shit-talking contest with a 54-year-old infirm, wounded woman. And none of these really apply to her, so I'm just gonna be mean. As if I care because I'm angry was a good enough response for me to win. Well, I have plenty of prestige, so I want to see if she'll challenge me to a duel. Oh my god, she will. She has -76. This is how I die. Okay, so the best case scenario is I chop off her hands, which gives me 50 prestige. Oh. I don't want to be merciless, because, I don't know what clan sentiment is, actually. I assume I'm gonna look at what that means. Okay, so clan sentiment is only a thing for horse lords. So, I'll show no mercy means I kill her, and since general opinion -10, tribal vassal +10 cancels out, it basically does nothing. I feel like that's a little bit harsh, so is cutting off her hands. I could get, like, a cool murderer title for killing her, but no. Wow, I just assumed I just assumed she wouldn't duel me. Alright. You died in personal combat by fucking malcontents, man. Fucking malcontents. Where is he going? He's going to Nordland on the 27th of December. There's a mountain range between us. I'm just gonna go siege Ben Markets for pasture. Oh, apparently he'll just accept now. Yeah, that works. So I can't do it from there, but I'm pretty sure if I click it here... Yeah, problem solved. And once you're done, head back down here, because I'm not really sure where this retinue needs to be stationed. Intrigue, no one to ransom. So how many prisoners are just sitting in my jail? 14? Bit much. And at this point, having done all of that, we can in fact make Norway. And making Norway is our goal. It's literally, in-game, our goal. It's a thing we said. But, we have this Casus Belli right now. For all of Saxony, as well as a little bit of other land. All of Denmark, all of Saxony. Is that all of de jure Saxony? Yes. Some of Sweden. A lot of Sweden, actually. And I can't help but think, maybe, I shouldn't become King of Norway just yet. Because I would lose this Casus Belli, and it's really fucking good. Because I have more vassals to call than him at this point. I have crazy strong vassals like this guy. Where, like, sure, he's at 601 now because his land has been sieged to hell and it's tiny. But he'll go up to a lot. Yeah, he's out of 1,700. I think if I just wait, if I just upgrade my holdings, let everyone replenish, let my holdings replenish, because these haven't yet. Do I need to do stuff for my council? So, I don't want this spy master anymore, because she doesn't like me. So, that seems like a bad spy master to have. And so does Sigurdur. He seems like literally the worst spy master I could possibly pick. And I'm really like, I need boat technology, I don't want to downgrade spy masters, but that's not how it works. I need a spy master that's not going to knife me in my sleep. And to that end, this guy gets to be log speaker, he gets 15 gold, he gets on the council, and he can go study in Constantinople like all spy masters do. These guys are coming down back into my realm. My levies are pretty wasted right now. And I'm going to live for a long time, right? 28, I have dreams of living for a long time. I don't need to be war-focused anymore. 3 marshals, not that big of a deal. I want to get rid of stress, which is, like, risking my life right now. At first I thought this was really inconvenient for me, but since Svithjod gave me the Dow on them, I think this is going to work out really well. I think I'm going to get Saxony in my empire. Okay, so, yeah, I'm not forming Norway, because it will get rid of my Dow on all of Saxony. And if I check religion real quick, yeah, I have to Dow Saxony eventually anyway to reform the faith. Alright, this has been going on way too long. This has been Rather Incoherent. I hope you had a good time, and I'll see you around.